So asanteni sana, nataka kuwakaribisha tena wasikizaji wetu wa Mugutio TV. I want to welcome all of you in the hot seat where we discuss politics in details, and we shall proceed with the topic that we had last weekend on the state of the nation. Tutakuwa tunaongea kuhusu nchi na vile mambo yanavyoendelea, na tuko na wageni wetu wameshaingia. Tuko na Vincent Waweru ambaye pia ni muwaniaji wa kiti cha kisiasa, atajiintroduce. Tuko na bwana Chapesa pia ambaye mmemzoea sana, na siku ya leo pia tuko na gender equality, maana tuko na Eliza. Karibu sana sana sana. Na tunashukuru sana kwa sababu yenu wageni wetu kuwa katika studio. Tunawakaribisha sana wasikizaji wetu. Mimi niko hapa upande wa Marekani, St. Louis, state of Missouri, na tunawakaribisha sana. Tutakuwa tunaangazia nchi ya Kenya, na wageni wetu tukianzia na bwana Chapesa wataweza kujiintroduce. Tuende hivyo kwa Vincent, then after introduction we gonna go to the topic.
Asante.
Well, yes.
Asante sana Bwana Mburu. Kwa majina yangu mimi naitwa Bwana Peter Chapesa. Mimi ni mwanasiasa, mwanabiashara, na tena napenda kushiriki neno la Mungu. Na zaidi ya yote ninagombea kiti cha wadi ya Savana hapa Nairobi. So nina furaha kujumuika na wenzangu katika mjadala huu, na mtunga ratiba wetu Bwana Mburu na kushukuru kwa kutuhost. Na naamini hii show leo itakuwa mzuri sana na watazamaji wetu watafurahia na pia watatoa maoni yao na tutayakubali. Asante.
Karibu sana Mr. Vincent. Introduce yourself, tell us your interest in politics, then we proceed like that.
So kwa majina yangu ni Mr. Vincent Waweru. Can you hear me? My name is Vincent Waweru. MCA aspirant, Morid at Ward, Nakuru County. And political aspiration is just to work with the people of the community.
Your voice is too low. Can you try to speak up?
Nasema kwa majina ni Vincent Waweru.
Yes.
MCA aspirant wa Morid at Ward.
Yes.
Yes, and our work in politics is just trying to empower the community from the local mwananchi mpaka pale juu. Ni kujenga mashinani.
Yes.
Na kuleta pesa mashinani.
Wow. Na tuko na Eliza.
Okay, thank you so much, Jim, for this opportunity.
Yes.
My name is Elizabeth Njoroge. I come from Murang'a County.
Yes.
Gatanga constituency.
Mm-hmm.
And an MCA aspirant, Mogomoini Ward.
Wow,
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Hiyo ni kitu nzuri sana kuona hata wasichana. Nadhani wewe ni msichana Nisiwe nimekosea.
Nimepoteza sauti yako Bwana Mburu.
Nadhani ni upande wako, maana naona Eliza ananisikia. Eliza, unanisikia?
Nakusikia vizuri.
Yeah, Vincent, unanisikia?
Yes, nasikia vizuri.
Saizi nakusikia.
Nakusikia vizuri kabisa.
Nilikuwa nasema ninafurahi kuona ya kwamba tuko hata na wasichana ambao wamejitolea kuingia katika ulingo wa siasa. Na Elizabeth, tunakutakia kila laheri, na huko kwenye unasimama ni nyumbani kabisa. Huyu ni mtu wa nyumbani kabisa. Maana kwetu ni huko Gatanga Mugumoine. Kwa hivyo kama nitakuwa nyumbani, ninakuhakikishia kura yangu ni yako.
Nashukuru sana.
Na tena umesikia bwana Chapesa anasimama upande wa Nairobi, Savannah, Lower Savannah Ward na Mr. Vincent, hebu tuambie vizuri unasimama county gani?
It is Nakuru County.
Yes.
Gilgil constituency.
Yes.
Mahali kunaitwa Morindat Ward.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful.
Kama uliweza kuona siasa leo, our deputy president was there in Gilgil, addressed the people of Gilgil constituency, and that is the word that I provide.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much, Vincent. We also wish you all the best. And all the members that come to Mwigitio TV, I pray that you're going to capture the positions that you are you're aspiring. Sasa nataka tuingie katika mambo ambayo yanaendelea katika nchi yetu. Na kabla hatujaingia mambo ya kisiasa kabisa, ningetaka, kwa sababu kila mtu hapa nimesikia anasimama upande wa Savannah, Lower Savannah, kuna challenges ambazo ziko huko ambazo zilikusukumia Bwana Chapesa ukaweza kusimama na kusema mimi nitaenda kusaidia watu wangu. Maybe you can mention some of the challenges that people of Lower Savannah Ward are going through na vile unafikiria unaweza kuzitatua. Ni wakati ni wako Bwana Chapesa. Tuambie ni nini kilikusukuma kusimama katika kiti cha MCA huko Savannah.
Nashukuru sana Bwana Mburu kunipa hii platform kuweza kujadiliana na watu wangu wa Savannah na Wakenya kwa ujumla kwa mambo ya kisiasa na kiuchumi na kijamii.
Yes.
Mimi kuingia katika siasa kwanza ilikuwa msukumo wa wananchi wa Savannah. Kulingana na jinsi ambavyo nimekaa nao tukiwa tukisaidiana kwa mambo tofauti.
Yes.
Kwanza kabisa jambo lililopelekea kusimama katika hiki kiti ilitokana na msukumo niliopata kwa watu ambao niliwapanga
yes,
kubadilisha maisha yao. Ilikuwa group ya wana bodaboda bodaboda riders wa pikipiki. Hii area ilikuwa na pikipiki nyingi sana.
Yes.
Siku moja jamaa mmoja alinibeba kwa pikipiki, tukaanza mazungumzo, nikamuuliza anapata ngapi kwa siku na anaweza kusave ngapi. Akasema anapata at least 2000 na anaweza save per day 500. Nikamwambia nataka ugraduate kutoka kwa pikipiki uendeshe gari. Yeye hakuamini, akauliza na hiyo itachukua miaka. Nikasema haitachukua miaka. What you do?
Yes.
Nitafutie wana pikipiki 30 nikuwe na mazungumzo nao. So Bwana Mburu alitafuta wenzake 30, nikakaa nao chini, nikasema ikiwa kila mtu anaweza save 500, so per day hapo itakuwa kama karibu 12,000. 15,000 hivi per day. So nikatafuta katika kanisa letu, najua elder moja anauzanga magari. Nilienda nikajadiliana na huyu elder ikiwa watu wanaweza mpa pesa awape magari, because per month kila siku wakipata 12,000 au 15 per month inaweza kuja kama 440, which is enough kubuy hizi gari ndogo ndogo. So Bwana Mburu huyu elder akasema we can work with the bank, we can incorporate in the bank. So wa form kitu kama sako, alafu hizi pesa wao weka deposit kwa bank na bank inanilipa mimi nikiwa supply na magari.
Wow.
So tulikuwa tukinulia mtu gari ana graduate from 500 to 1000. Saizi from 30 people, saizi watu 18 tayari wamepata magari.
Wow.
Na majority yao pikipiki hata hazikuwa zao, wengine pikipiki walikuwa wamepewa tu kwa kusaidiwa ili wapate riziki. Lakini saizi wako na magari yao kwa ajili walikuwa na uwezo ya kusave 500.
Wow, wow.
So walipoona ya kwamba mawazo yangu na maono yangu ina manufaa, hao ndio wamenisukuma kusimama kiti cha wadi ya Lower Savannah. Na tena pia
yes, kabla hujaendelea tutakuwa tu tunachukua dakika kidogo. Sasa kwanza tupatie Eliza naye pia atupatie atuambie, lazima kukue kuna ile tunaita trigger. Ni nini kimekusukumia kusema nitasimama hata kama mimi ni msichana, nitasimama katika kiti cha kuwa MCA huko Gatanga Mugumoini? Ni nini uliona?
Thank you so much, Jeff. One thing with the youth, and nilikaa tu chini hivi nikaangalia shida zenye youths wanapitia. Currently we are going through a lot of pressures here as youth, and mostly hii stuff ya unemployment. The other thing, most of the youths wamekuwa wakitumiwa na wanasiasa, then watakuja kuwakumbuka tena in the next election zenye zitakuwa zikikuja. The other thing, nikaangalia Mugumoini ward. Honestly, angalia the records, tumepata kiongozi mwenye mimi personally ningetaka kuona akiongoza watu na expect. There is no one who has ever reached to my expectation. Because I think issue to do with unemployment, a good MC anakuwa okay, sisemi wote wanaweza fit kwa job za offices. We cannot fit in the offices, all of us, but again, there are ways that can be used to create job opportunities for the youths. The other thing, I've been working with girl child.
Hebu tuambie some of the, ninajua lazima ukuwe umefikiria, how are you gonna create these job opportunities for the young people?
For example, imefikia mahali we people, let me say, brainwashed that kama mimi kama sita ya ofisini sina kazi. But again, how about to increase the number of polytechnics, and then we train these people on technical courses. We increase more of technical courses rather than easy courses zenye zinawapeleka kwa ofisi. Because for example, sahi tutakuja we teach them about food technology, and then we teach them about things to do with carpentry, we teach them about things to do with plumbing and stuff like those ones. Huyo mtu ukimfunza something to do with food technology, unaweza mtuma hata kwa kupata kazi ya kujiendelea mwenyewe na kuemploy hao wengine. Also, sahi nikafungua something to do with carpentry kwa barabara ama mahali pengine, siwezi fanya hiyo kazi. I'll be forced to hire other people. So that hire, I'm creating more job opportunities. Hata nikiemploy 5 people, I've created job opportunities for those 5 people. So I would really urge people, what I have been expecting to see from our current leaders, need that thing to make youths wakue aware. It's not necessarily you be in the office ili where you are working. You can create jobs. Yeah.
Vincent, tutaendelea tu na wakata tu kidogo, alafu tunasikia huyo mwingine. Hebu tusikie Vincent na yeye. Vincent, lazima kuna kitu kimekusukuma kusema utaenda kusimama huko Gilgil.
Yes.
Vincent, ni kama network yako imepotea kidogo.
He's the member of the county assembly.
Vincent, haya, kwanza nimtoe kidogo. Sasa Bwana Chapesa, kabla Vincent arudi, nataka angalie network yake, najua ananisikia, ninamuona pale. I want us to begin with the discussion about the schools, because there must be something happening in our schools. I can see there are so many schools that have been burnt down by the students. What is triggering them? What do you think? What is happening with our schools? Because these are our leaders of tomorrow, but they're destroying properties that are supposed to help generations and generations. I see students in Kenya behaving in a very in a very bad way, that they are able to ban schools without fear, and one school after the other. What do you think is happening, Mr. Chapesa?
Mr. Mburu,
Yes.
there are so many factors contributing to this irresponsible behavior by students. One, comparing our time and the current time. You know, during our time, we used to enjoy boarding life, studying in boarding schools. Why?
Yes.
You know, I grew up in the village, and during the times we closed schools, my work was to herd animals, to make sure that I've fed animals, I've
Yes.
watered animals, I've gone to the shamba to plow, to weed. And you know, it was very, very serious responsibility.
Yeah.
So boarding school.
Just a minute, Mr. Chapesa. Elizabeth, you are on the side of the phone. If you can be on the middle, try to be on the middle so that we can see you clearly. Good, good. There, you are good. You are good there. Yes, proceed, Mr. Chapesa.
So boarding life offered me a break.
Yes.
From digging, from weeding, from taking care of animals, or taking animals in the fields under scorching sun. So boarding school gave me a break. You see, I didn't have a luxury to watch TV. I didn't have a luxury to play games on my phone or computer.
Yes.
I didn't have a luxury to go for outings and so many things that the current generation used to.
Yes.
You know, current generation is fatigued by boarding life. One, boarding school has separated them from so many luxuries they enjoy while at home.
Yes.
You know, they enjoy playing with friends, going outings with friends. Others go to discourse with friends, enjoying computer games like this, partying around with friends. Some such things that we did enjoy during our time. So when you put them in the boarding school, they feel, you know, it's like a jail. They feel that you have lumped them into a jail. And again, the way boarding schools are managed in Kenya,
yes,
is not different from the jail. If they could have made these boarding schools to be a home away from home,
yes,
maybe the story could be different. But there are so many stringent restrictions that have made it so unbearable to the current generation of actually students. And again, this is furthered by the way they are being brought up by their parents.
Yes.
You know, most of current crops of parents bring up their children in a manner that is so soft power.
Yes.
It's so soft. They are not strict. They are not tough.
Yes.
So make them to do anything they think. They do anything anyhow. They anything they wish, and this is a serious problem.
So if we are to look at the current situation, what do you think specifically has triggered this to happen?
Very wrong mindset. And we need a paradigm shift in mindset from these young students.
Good. We get your point. We get your point, Mr. Chapesa.
If we don't have, okay.
Yeah, let us hear what Vincent is having for us. Vincent, you were telling us something to do with the Gilgil, and what triggered you to decide that you are going to vie for a position of the MCA? You can proceed and just summarize that. Then you tell us, what do you think is happening with our schools? Because we see the students are burning schools every day, which is a serious vice.
Sure.
Yes.
So the main reason, the main trigger that has nudged me to vie for MCA for the area of bullying is because of the current administration is not, they are not doing what is required of them. Let me tell you, in my area, there is no single ambulance. There is no single ambulance for the whole of Muridat area, which is a big disaster.
Yes.
So the budget that the county has been allocating has been on development, roads, bridges, and dispensary. But we are forgetting the core fundamentals, and that is creating employment opportunities for the youth. So I think if I can be an MC of Murindat Ward, it is good now to go to the county assembly, nudge them, and maybe change the budget and how we do budgeting for our counties.
Yes.
Our work is to create employment. No, politics of kitambo ya kujenga barabara na nini imepitwa na wakati. Usijengee watu barabara na hawana pesa ya kununua magari and motorbikes to use those roads. It's very wrong. So on the issue of why schools have been we have been having issues of people burning school. I guess this is an issue that has been there for the last 10 years. We have had this. When students were approached to find the national exam, that is the KCSE, we have been having these issues. And I believe this is instigated by how the administration and the students come together. You know, how do these two interact? It's time that our teachers and our students come to have, it is a team, they create a team. It's not like you guys, it's not like you treat students like slaves. Remember also these guys have brains, you know. Lazima at one time they'll come to resist. Honor. So I think the teachers should change maybe how they approach, because it is not all schools that do strike. There are some specific schools which are known to strike. No.
Yes.
It is you can't have alliance. We don't have alliance striking and banning schools. Yes, we're having some certain schools which for years have been banning schools, you know. That says the administration and is wanting the government in school is wanting, you know. So these guys are following whatever is happening in politics.
Vincent, I hear most people saying that the students are banning schools because of not being disciplined by the parents. What do you think about that? They are blaming the parents.
We can't blame the parents. Do you know why? We take someone through high school from Form 1 to Form 4. They only spend 3 months in a whole year with their parents.
Yes.
The rest of the year they're in school. So who do you think has the sole purpose of discipline in students? Is it the parents or the teachers?
And you know, we have in Kenya, like you cannot punish the student. There is no corporal punishment in our schools. Don't you think that can also be the reason why these people feel like, after all, nothing much can be done? Because I remember during our days, you could not even imagine doing some things, because, you know, but before you are admitted back to school, you have to be caned seriously. Do you think that also can be a contribution?
Yes.
Good. Can we hear our sister here?
No, I don't think that can be a contribution, because I think.
Proceed, Vincent. You are saying something. Proceed. Okay.
I'm saying I don't think that can be a major contribution.
Okay. Let us hear what Eriza has to say. Eriza, you are young, and I know just the other day, not a long time ago, you were in school. And maybe you have an idea, labda unajua, what might be the cause, might be the reason why students are banning schools in Kenya. Then after that,
Okay.
I'll read the comments, what people are saying.
Okay, one thing
Yes.
on a person who has never been in a boarding school, who can
Mhm.
lay blame on these students.
Yes.
Then, keeping in mind the political state of our country,
Yes.
we got no reason, not enough reason to blame the students still. Hawa
Mhm.
wanafunzi pia wewe Jeff at some point huwa unachoka. And it
Mhm.
is not for any other human being to be
Mhm.
tired. Now
Mhm.
imagine hii kalenda ya education ya kutumia hii Kenya.
Yes.
Mwanafunzi anakuja nyumbani for only 2 days, 3 days, hiyo ni kufunga shule. Then
Mhm.
after those 3 days anarudi shule anaanza another new term.
Yes.
Then anaenda kwa hiyo shule anakaa for 3 good months, na ile ruhusa atapewa anakuja nyumbani tena for another 1 week. After 3 months another 1 week.
Mhm.
Work without play makes John a dull boy. And the same applies to our students. I've ever
Mhm.
been a student, and to make things worse or better, I was in a boarding school. And I know what a lot of these students goes through. There is strictness in this boarding school. We are working under pressure because the teachers want to see you making it, and still the parents back at home still want to see you making it. And again, the government imeongeza mzigo mwingine kwa huyu mwanafunzi.
Mhm.
Also get tired. So what I'm trying to say is his
Mhm.
education will change. It is
Mhm.
really contributing to how the
Mhm.
students are behaving. Again, ukicompare hizo tulikuwa tunasoma, things were
Yes.
easy. We were really
Mhm.
easy because we could
Mhm.
get enough time to rest. We
Mhm.
could get enough time to go home, interact with our parents until wakati tunarudi shule, you already had
Yes.
your own. So
Mhm.
at this juncture, I tend to feel for the students. Naona as if wanabebezwa mzigo wenye at some point it is tough for them. And again, ukiangalia motivation, most of
Mhm.
our students are not being
Mhm.
motivated the way it used to be done during our old days. Like I
Mhm.
would see the school would offer, tunatafutiwa mpaka speakers wanakuja kwa shule. You know, once in a while, yeah, it is something you know that you're supposed to make it, but once in a while as a student, you need that
Yes.
one person to just tell you that you're going to make it. So
Mhm.
shule hizi wamekuwa so strict. Hata mwanafunzi kwenda kutembelea mwanafunzi na ni mtoto wako, at some point unakatazwa kumwona. I was just
Wow.
surprised. There is a
Mhm.
school unaweza enda umepelekea mtoto wako kitabu, unaambiwa achia gate woman ama watchman
Mhm.
atakichukua hapo. Is your own girl or your own boy. At some
Yes.
point hizi rules ziko shule zina
Mhm.
contribute to then our environment. For
Mhm.
example, kuna wazazi pia wanabebesha watoto mizigo yao.
Mhm.
Like for those married couples, you find that they are fighting wakati wenye watoto wako hapo wanaona. So the
Mhm.
moment this is going back to school, already wanajua mom and dad are not in a better position, or rather they are not in
Mhm.
good terms. Huyo mtoto akienda bebi mzigo wake peke
Mhm.
yake,
Mhm.
anapitia mzigo wake. So at some
Mhm.
point unaona pia the way mnajibizana watoto wakiwa nyinyi wazazi, it highly affects the discipline
Yes.
of that kid. So
Mhm.
at some point mtoto hata akienda shule ile background yenye aliyoa bado inamhaunt at some
Mhm.
point.
Mhm.
Atakuwa akijiuliza, now that I came back here, ni nini kinaendelea kule nyumbani? So
Mhm.
I think parents also wako na role ya kuplay. Give your kid a good and conducive environment for them
Mhm.
to be able to deliver what you expect from them. At some point unapatanga mzazi, you know, I work with the children and mostly I go to this school for mentorship. And at
Mhm.
some point, just ukikaa chini usikize hawa students, you get to understand what they go through.
Mhm.
Some wana pressure ya nyumbani, you are forced to make it because you're building yourself from scratch. Wazazi wanakupea hiyo pressure, ndio
Mhm.
wengine wamekupea hiyo pressure, na ndio hiyo serikali inakupea hiyo pressure. What do you do? As a kid, huna mahali pa kupotelea. You even find yourself learning desperate. I'm a youth and I
Wow.
can tell you. Yeah.
Yes. Elisa, thank you so much for your contribution, and you have very good points, strong points that I wish there is somebody in the government who is listening to us, Mr. Chapesa. I feel like we have the solution to what is happening in the schools. Elisa has raised very good points, especially about motivation. When I came to US, I came to school, and I can tell you the way things are handled in American schools, you don't feel like missing being in class, because they have made things to be enjoyable. Sometimes I see my daughter crying because she don't want to be late. She don't want to miss school. If she can just think I am going to miss school today, she will cry. But I remember during our days, we used to hide, not to go to school. We pretend we have gone, but we could not reach school because of the things or how the administration was handling the student. So I really understand what you people are saying about the administration, the teachers versus the student relationship, and also the expectation. You know, we have made school, like Mr. Chapesa said, look like a prison, you know. So I don't know what will happen, that our students will be eager to be in school. Our students should be made to understand this education is theirs and how it will help them in the future. But also we should not make schools be like prison or a place of punishment. And also I have heard you people talking about the time frame, the time that students are given the break, that they are given break for 2 days or 3 days, then they are told back to school. And those are changes that have come. And when I was doing psychology, we were being told that people will always resist change. So these students are resisting change. Why are you denying us our break? I think they are also the hardness of the minister. Maybe Vincent can tell us, maybe you have watched and you have listened how the Mr. Makoha, the cabinet secretary of education, how he's handling the issue. What do you think about that? It's like he's ruling.
I think it's time. Yes, it's time we stop treating our schools like they are military camps. You know, we are not raising soldiers from high schools. We are trying to build a nation of leaders,
yes,
and entrepreneurs. You see,
mm-hmm.
So Mambo, when the cabinet secretary seems like he's the general in charge, that you're
Yes.
giving instructions and your instructions are final. Let me tell you, for every action, there is a reaction. And in this case, the reaction is bad. You see?
Wow.
And I'll tell you for free, it is smelling from far. For people like us who have just left school, I'll tell you for free, even in my year, to strike.
Mm-hmm.
We burnt mattresses.
What caused you people to strike?
We
You
burnt
should tell us.
mattresses. You see, it just takes something so small, so
Yes.
small, so small.
Mm-hmm.
These are grievances that students have been holding for 4 years. And these 4 years, these students are going to do something so small
Mm-hmm.
to have the bomb with you. You see? So it is just like how you have been treated, you know?
So it's like
Stop treating students like they're in a military school. This is not a military school. They're not graduating to be soldiers. They're graduating to be good people in the society. Remember now, but when you want to harden them, it is time we stop this mentality of we are hardening them. No, we are not hardening them. No, the brain needs to be softened. The brain needs, it is time that we stop telling people that they should go through school. School should also go through people.
So I am trying to get from you,
yes.
And there is a point which is coming out very well, that these students are seeking for attention because there is something they are trying to put across. There is something they are trying to tell the parents that is happening in school, and they are not happy about it. There is something they are trying to tell the teachers. There is something also they are trying to tell the government, that how you are handling us is not the right way. So I think the government should not just be thinking on how we are going to punish these people, how the parents are going to pay for the destroyed structures, but what are we not doing right that we should change? so that these bad precedents can stop. I want us to rest that case or that debate on the schools, and we introduce another topic. But before we do that, let us read the comment here. We have Margaret Wangare from Nairobi. She's saying loud and clear. She can get us very well. And she is also saying, hello, Mwigitio TV. Hello to you. Margaret, God bless you. And we also have Edith, my good friend, is saying, Elizabeth Joroge, all the best. And she is also saying, sir, you are doing a good job. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, and also for being a staunch supporter of Mwigitio TV. And my good friend here and my brother, Mr. James Wainaina, he is saying, tuned. God bless you, and you are welcome. We also have Scotty. Wow, this one is having sophisticated names. IT's Black Scotty, watching you from Rukuru of Western Province in Zambia. Oh my God. Even people from Zambia are here listening to our debate. Thank you so much. We have James Wainaina. That was great, Mr. Chapesa. Chapesa, you made a good contribution that touched the heart of James. Thank you so much, Mr. James Wainaina. James is also saying, welcome, Elizabeth Mogumoine Ward. Wow. Julian Queen is saying, tuned in, politics, Salimia Chapesa. Chapesa, Julian is saying hi to you. And
hi also, back to Julian.
And also saying good agenda, good agendas, Elizabeth. You have good ideas of what you want to do to the people of Mogumoine, Elizabeth. We also have Ridian Kesian, who Elizabeth is, oh yeah, she's a good woman. And also we have Mohammed. Mr. Mohammed is saying good work. We also have Aris Njeri, our politician who is always together with us. Aris, I want you come here on the screen one day so that we can have the debate when we can see you. Aris is very good in politics, and she is saying, nimekuja sasa. Amekuja akiwa wote. Aris Njeri, mumefika wapi? Nichangie. Agatha Gadhoni is saying, following. Thank you so much, Gadhoni. Aris is also saying, boarding school is a scam. It should be abolished with immediate effect. We will talk about that. Aris, true, the way students are treated in school is like inmates in prison. Nick MP is saying he is tuned in, and he is also agreeing with the points we are raising. He is saying yes. And also saying that caning should be reintroduced in school. That is Julian Queen. Anataka hao watu wachapwe kabisa. Anasema hao watoto wanafaa kucharazwa waache kuchoma shule. Haya, tuko na Liz Chege. Liz Chege anasema ako ndani kabisa. Na Julian pia anasema true Elizabeth. Like this year wamepeleka watoto mbio sana mpaka watoto wanachoka. Tuangalie sana, hata kama tunataka wamalize syllabus, tuangalie venye tunastahili kufanya watoto wasije wakachoka. Keep up the good work. That is from Jeremy. God bless you, Elaine, Jeremy. James Wainaina, America system can't be compared with Kenya. Kenya is very terrible. I agree with you totally. Alice, sure, there is a message they want to send out there. Those are the points that our viewers are giving us, and they are very strong points. Now, I want us to talk about what has been happening politically. I read from the news that the Jubilee administration has kicked out the members who do not toe the line. Mr. Chapesa, what does that mean to the politics of Jubilee administration? I hear they have kicked the deputy president out. I don't know whether it has happened or how it's supposed to happen. How does it affect the deputy president? How does it affect the president or the nation? As we know that Jubilee is the ruling party. Mr. Chapesa, maybe you have an idea what that means and what are they trying to do? Because these people are saying, we are already out. Whom are you kicking? We left a long time ago. And now you are coming to tell us you are kicking us. What are you trying to say? Mr. Chapesa?
Yes, Mr. Mburu, they have initiated an agenda to kick them out of Jubilee.
Yes.
But this is politics. This is politics being played. But as for now, I don't think if Jubilee is so strong the way it used to be. Jubilee has been weakened by mismanagement and disagreements that have made it very difficult for them to operate. One, president has completely failed as a leader of Jubilee to manage his party.
Yes.
The moment he stopped communicating with his deputy and other leaders from Jubilee, that's the genesis of the cracks.
Yes.
Secondly, over ambitiousness of the deputy president that almost clouded the leadership of the president also created a crack in Jubilee.
Yes.
And again, also what also has contributed to this, you know, their personality, the personality of the deputy president and the personality of the president are not rhyming. The deputy president is over ambitious, is over aggressive, and he has got his own agenda that is so different from the president. You know, his agenda is to work for 2022.
Yes.
And the agenda of the president is to solve the immediate problems within the limitations of his term. So they have failed to reconcile all these, hence creating cracks in the Jubilee. However, it will be very impossible. It will be very, very impossible to reconcile these leaders in Jubilee, and it will also be very impossible to rejuvenate Jubilee.
Yes.
What they should do is to break up Jubilee and come up with a new party that will at least be branded with the new ideas, with the new faces that can at least appeal. But now Jubilee is associated with so many failures that even nobody wants to associate fully with it.
And Mr. Chapesa, I want you to address one point here. What does it mean? Because they said they have kicked out some members. What kind of activity is that? Is it like killing the lion, which is already dead?
I think they want to render, but even when they talk of kicking out the deputy president, now the deputy president is talking more of UDA than Jubilee.
Yes.
Has shifted his attention to UDA.
Yes.
He's always talking about UDA. He's promoting UDA. So it will be very inconsequential.
Yes.
But the only thing that is making me to wonder, after kicking him out of Jubilee, what about his position as a deputy president?
Yes, that's what we want to hear. That's what we want to hear.
Will he be protected by the law to, because they were elected together with the president and the office of the presidency? And the office of the presidency, we have the president and deputy president who are elected on Jubilee. Now, what does this mean? They'll kick him out of Jubilee, But kicking him out as a deputy president will be also another battle altogether that will require law to be applied.
Yes.
Legal battle will be a legal battle. So I'm looking forward to see how things will unfold, but it's not going to be an easy battle, Mr. Mburu.
So can we hear our sister Elizabeth? Elizabeth, what do you think about the whole scenario where the deputy president and the team, the rebels or the people who decided to support UDA and left their house? What do you think is the implication, or what do you think, or what idea do you have of what are they trying to do?
Okay, first of all, there is something I'm gonna trying to correct maybe.
Yes.
We have to make to kick Ruto or out. There is nothing like that. He left before they realized. So hakuna kitu kama kumtoa kwa chama. The moment the UDA became an active party, that was the same moment the DP left your Jubilee party. Only that they didn't realize. So there's nothing like kicking him out. And if they are doing so, then it is too late. And he's the one to deal with. The other thing, Jubilee Party used to be a very good party, but again, leadership yake came down ikasema. When the people president was Kizani, and then maybe the goal of the chama change. The whole idea of the chama change. Ikakuwa now it is for a personal benefit. Ikaikuweka personal level. So leadership ikianza kushuka, there is no way this chama ingeendelea hivyo. And without good leadership, there is no way we can share them with the rest of the people. So this act of what chama cha Jubilee Party, that means people have already lost hope with these people. Wame give up na wao kama viongozi. Again, hakuna nation mzuri, and then a lot of people who used to trust in that party, karibu wote wametoka. Those people used to be so strong in the party, karibu wote wametoka. Now ask yourself this question, kwa nini wametoka? It's a good party. And why? And those who used to be strong and those who used to support the chama bila kupingwa na anyone, kama wametoka, that says it is a clear sign to that. But the chama, maybe the goal of the chama may change, and along the path they lost their way and they need to go back to the board na wajue kupoteza njia. But again, I feel like it is too late for Jubilee Party to rise again. It is too late for them. Because already ile pesa wenye walikuwa wanaanza nayo ilibadilika hai.
Kabisa. I can see you have been following the politics. I can see you have been following the politics of the nation very well. Mr. Vincent, what do you say about the Jubilee Party and the kicking out of members? And before you talk, Mr. Chapesa, Jubilee and UDA, I hear that they were in coalition. So Jubilee and UDA is one and the same thing, because there is an agreement of coalition, which was a coalitional party to Jubilee, UDA. So how can you kick people who are still in your own house? And also they are saying that the president and his team, they are saying they are going to kick us out, but already they have left Jubilee. I heard them say the president is already in ODM. People like Sakaja, they're already in other parties. So who is kicking who out?
That is...
I heard the argument that this Jubilee Party want to be sold to ODM. Who is being sold to ODM? I think they are entering into a coalition party. Vincent, yes.
I think what is happening.
Yes.
This Jubilee that you are hearing is just trying to gain relevance in the national politics. Jubilee iliisha kitambo, na Kenya kumebakia na Jubilee mbili peke yake. That is Jubilee Feeds and Jubilee Insurance. We don't have any other party known as Jubilee. And whoever is saying they are kicking out people from Jubilee, those are idlers and bloggers. Jubilee iliisha, ilikufa. So tell Mr. President Uhuru Kenyatta, zima stima, let people move on with life. People don't stick one place. In Kikuyu we say, siasa ne dasi ya nogo. Na nogo is nesia thie, nesia hera mote oyo wa Jubilee. There is no longer this tree known as Jubilee. It has no fruits, it has nothing. The monkeys must move on. Now they are moving on to the next best party. And let me tell you, Ruto is a formidable force. And whatever is happening is that the politicians are, we are going to say they are riding on the Ruto wave. You know, they are moving on to UDA. You see, so Jubilee is dead. There is no Jubilee. So if Ruto is being kicked out of Jubilee Feeds, we can agree. If Ruto is being kicked out of Jubilee Insurance, we can agree. You and Guinea, whatever they are kicking him from, I don't know. He has never been there.
So according to you, Vincent, Jubilee is already dead.
Very interesting.
There is no Jubilee. There is no Jubilee.
And
those are just people who have been hired to stay in the offices, just to keep the office busy. There is no Jubilee. Jubilee party ilikufa kitambo.
Mr. Chapesa, today I'm happy because out of Vincent's comments, maybe if I'm not wrong, maybe Vincent, you correct me, I can see we have Deputy President supporter, number one in the House. Yeah, I have been wanting us to have, so that we can have the balance. I have been wanting us to have people from different political affiliations so that the debate can be good. So according to you, Vincent, Jubilee is dead, and is the only remedy that is left for them is to close the door and let people go.
Yes. Wazime stima tafadhali, people move on. We have new ambitions for the country. Jubilee ilikufa the time the president started killing the economy of this country. So Jubilee ziliisha na curfew zote zilifungwa pamoja. Now we move on.
Sasa Vincent, Deputy President is a member of Jubilee Party. And he has been kicked out of Jubilee Party. And he was elected on Jubilee ticket. What does it mean legally? Don't you think he is likely to lose his position as the Deputy President of Kenya?
No, he cannot lose his position as the Deputy President of the country. And I think no one will try to get him out of the Deputy President seat. There is no one interested in that. But let me just give you a very brief historical backdrop of since when we started multipartyism in Kenya. When we started, we have, if you remember, we had the coalition between Raila Odinga and Mwai Kibaki. If you can remember very well, NAC was formed from the coalition between Raila Odinga and Mwai Kibaki. And that was the time that Raila Odinga was promised to become the Prime Minister. Remember that? We don't hear of NAC. You see? We don't hear of NAC. Do we hear of it? No. Remember, Uhuru Kenyatta was Moi project. And Uhuru Kenyatta became a nominated MP after in 2000 when Moi was leaving power.
Yes, I remember.
Who came to power as a nominated MP through KANU.
Yes.
But we know KANU also died a long time ago. Ruto was also in KANU. Don't forget that. Musalia Mudavadi was also in KANU. Kalonzo Musyoka was also once in KANU, but they all left. Even Kalonzo Musyoka has his own party, Naitwa Oka. So whatever you are trying to say is change is inevitable and people will move on, parties will be created. I'll tell you for free, even after Ruto, this UDA will die. Come maybe 10 years to come, there'll be another party with another leader. You see? So it's something we have to accept.
Just a minute, Mr. Vincent. Yes. Mr. Chapesa, is Jubilee dead?
Mr. Mburu, This is political musical chairs.
Yes.
You know, Jubilee has crumbled beyond repair. Jubilee has crumbled beyond repair because the leadership of Jubilee is not so strong.
Yes.
How it is operating clearly shows how weak the leadership of Jubilee is.
Yes.
These people formed the government together, and I think their interests of forming the government were short-lived. They were parallel. They were only joined by maybe a single interest. So once that single interest was solved, there was no any other interest to unite them.
Yes.
That's why Jubilee has crumbled. However, just like our comrade there has said, Jubilee is no longer there. Let's just accept the fact Jubilee has died. In fact, after the coming general election, you'll never hear of Jubilee again.
Yes.
It will be completely amalgamated like KANU and former NAC.
So,
or
Mr.
Onasa, like this.
I just want to cut you just a little
But
bit.
maybe if
Just a little bit,
if
Mr.
the
Chapesa.
you know this when they crumbled other parties to form Jubilee, I had a hope that Jubilee will be one of the best parties run professionally in Africa,
Yes.
because they were benchmarking with other serious parties like ANC, like Communist Party of China, and I saw some of their leaders going there to benchmark.
Yes.
So I thought that the Jubilee will be a very, very serious party run professionally. But I was wrong.
Mr. Chapesa,
Yes,
before you proceed, if Jubilee has crumbled, who is to be blamed? Who has mismanaged the party?
Definitely, you blame the leaders. And for this case, you blame the leader of Jubilee, who is the president. And also, the fact that led the president to go slow on Jubilee may be unknown to many, but we can speculate.
Yes.
Time and again, the president has pronounced himself as to why he's uncomfortable with his deputy. One, the president wanted to solve some of the problems affecting Kenyans.
Yes.
Carrying out projects and concentrating to finish his term. But the deputy president was concentrating on 2022. That was the first crack that has broken Jubilee. Secondly, the deputy president took charge of Jubilee, particularly prior to the general election. He took charge of the nominations, took charge to run the party.
Yes.
Of which he managed to bring in his people who are now alienated to him, or who are aligned to him, the likes of Ndini Nyoro, the likes of this Nyeri MP, Gachagua, and the rest. He managed to bring in people who are aligned to him.
Yes.
And the strongest people whom the president thought could work with were all failed. Also, that created a crack in Jubilee. And there are so many also other issues that has affected Jubilee, not naming fighting corruption and so many other things.
Yes, just a minute.
It was accelerated by the handshake altogether. When handshake came, the president felt more comfortable working with Raila Odinga more than his deputy. All this also contributed to the crumbling of Jubilee.
So, Eliza,
So, Mr. Mburu,
yes.
Because of this, Jubilee is dying and will not resurrect so soon.
So, Elizabeth, let's go to Eliza. Elizabeth, I hear Raila Odinga is expecting to inherit something from Jubilee Party. What do you think he's going to inherit if you people are saying Jubilee is dead? Yet Raila is waiting to make a coalition with Jubilee. Which Jubilee will he make a coalition with?
Even should be discussing this, because I don't know the kind of
yeah, try to be more louder. We can't hear you clearly.
Okay, I don't know whether I'm supposed to be discussing this, because I'm not even sure of what Raila is targeting to get with an already dead political party. Because honestly, even if it is not completely dead, Jubilee is in the process of dying. And we are not expecting to resurrect anytime soon, as said by my fellow comrade here. We are not expecting Jubilee to resurrect anytime soon. And I can't guarantee him. Because there is nothing like Jubilee Party. Yeah.
Vincent, Raila is expecting to inherit something from Uhuru, definitely. And you are in the ground, though you are vying sides of Rift Valley. Maybe you are conversant on what is happening on the ground. What is the expectation of Raila Odinga? What do you think if you people are saying there is no Jubilee, yet I hear there is a coalition, there is a looming coalition, which is coming between the president and and ODM?
In my own opinion, I think the former prime minister, he's going just to inherit the failed promises by the Jubilee government. There's nothing good that Raila Odinga can inherit from Jubilee at the moment. He's just going to inherit the failed promises, the inflation in the country, the lack of economic growth in the country. There is nothing good that Raila Odinga can gain from Jubilee Party. And Raila Odinga if he is to become the 5th president of this country, he needs to play his cards differently, not the way he's playing. It is not with Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta is leaving politics, now going to retire somewhere else.
Yes.
The politics of the day, they don't require him to have anything to do with Jubilee. He needs to stand strong. And this has been lacking with Raila Odinga, because in the last election that we had expected him to be a very strong opposition leader. But at the moment, whatever we are seeing is like the deputy president is even the opposition leader who is becoming very strong. What we lack is Raila Odinga is like, he will just go where the wind will blow him. You know, the last time Jubilee came into power, walimpea kakiti ahead of East African community, akafurahia, akateta nusu mkeka, he was given the seat of the prime minister. You see, whatever he has been asking, anakuwa tu kidogo kidogo ananyamaza, and this time also, Jubilee will give him something small, and then he's going to lose again and again and again because of making these political blunders. You see, ni kukosa kujua kujipanga na kupanga kazi yake. That is where he's failing, and whatever he's going to inherit from Jubilee, there is nothing good. It's just failed promises. Kama ni laptop hakuna, so he's inheriting nothing.
So if the Jubilee government has failed, don't you think also the deputy president, who is the topmost assistant to the president, has also failed?
There's something the deputy president has been saying. If you listen to today when he was speaking in Gilgil,
yes,
there's something that the deputy president said, which we must, it's very key. The deputy president said that me and Uhuru Kenyatta, we had very good ideas for this country when we came to power. But then came a man of vitendawili. See? Kukakuja mtu wa vitendawili akasambaratisha chama yetu tukaachana, which is very true. Since the time Raila Odinga started coming in is when the deputy president alianza kuona hapa ni kama anachezwa, and that is when he could not deliver on what he was chosen to deliver. And that we have not seen the deputy president like any deputy president wa nchi. He has been like the opposition leader. You will agree with me on that. Na alisema vizuri, hii mambo yote imeletwa kwa sababu ya ule jamaa ya vitendawili wakati alikuja huku akaingia. Let me tell you, when a marriage is between two people, stop bringing in a third party. So Uhuru Kenyatta brought in another slave queen, who is Raila Odinga. And Ruto, what happened with that? Yeah, akatoroka. Hata kama ni wewe, you can't stay in this marriage. This marriage was between Uhuru and Ruto. Huyu mtu watatu mwenye aliingia akaleta vitendawili ikachanganisha kila mtu. The whole marriage was broken. So Ruto ameenda kutafuta a new partner, which is Uda, and now he's doing very well. We are waiting for marriage come next year 2022 na tuanze kazi.
Wow.
Mr. Mburu.
Yes. Mr. Chapesa, proceed.
Tell
us more about
I've seen my friend there talking so strongly about Ruto.
Yes.
And getting biased against the president. But allow me to say this. One, during first term, deputy president was running the show. During first term, deputy president was running the show more than even the president. Wherever they got a podium, it was the deputy president who was doing more of talking. And the way he talked like the person who was really in charge, who knew every corner of the system.
Yes.
However, in fact, the problems that we are experiencing now is as a result of the first term of this government in leadership. Wacha niguzie hili jambo pengine. During first term, tulikuwa na hii ujenzi wa railway, hii SGR. Ilikadiriwa ya kwamba SGR it costs around 55 billion. Hii kulingana na vile huyu mwanasiasa nani Jim Wanjigi anavyosema. Lakini when they came into power, when Jubilee came into power, they inflated ikakuwa almost 400 billion. 400 billion, they have not accounted for this money. Wanatuonyesha tu SGR lakini waongelei cost. Secondly, waliongelea mambo ya laptop.
Yes.
Usaizi kuwauliza laptop, hawataki kujibu laptop, wanataka kukuonyesha stima na railway yenye wani-inflate. Saizi deni la Kenya ni kubwa mno.
Yes.
11 trillion.
Wow.
Imezidi the GDP. Imezidi GDP. Na hii unajua Ruto anakaa kwa cabinet where decisions are made. Na yeye anachangia. So there's no way you can blame the president and fail to blame the deputy president. And this is the person mwenye unataka kusema ya kwamba atachukua uongozi and then he will save the situation. I think we are being brainwashed by political rhetorics and slogans that are neither here or there.
Wow. Eliza,
I want to say this.
Just a minute,
Mr. This Chapesa. Country needs serious leadership.
Eliza.
Not jokers. Not sloganeering, fake sloganeering to capture the minds and the souls of Kenyans later to realize that they were mere slogans and rhetorics.
Can you hear me, Mr. Chapesa?
Look here, Mr. Mburu. Yes, be having
Yes.
a general election.
Just a
and
minute.
I believe we shall have a very serious president.
Sorry, Mr. Chapesa,
and I still believe.
Yeah, I think Mr. Chapesa cannot hear me. Eliza, I wanted you to tell us what you think about this Jubilee and ODM and what Vincent and Chapesa are saying. Do you think Raila Odinga is to be blamed for the failures of the Jubilee Party, as the Deputy President has been saying?
Personally, whoever is blamed for the failure of Jubilee Party is President Uhuru Kenyatta. But again, if he still stood strong when Raila Odinga tried to come in,
yes,
I don't think the party ingekuwa na ile shaking off, falling down and all those things that have been happening in the party. If President chose to stick with his promises and still stick with the agreements that walikuwa wamemake na DP, I guess hiyo chama ingekuwa strong, ingekuwa tu imesimama. So one thing, allow me say that President Uhuru Kenyatta ndiye alikubalisha Raila kuingia kwa bedroom yake, which ilikuwa ni chama yake ya Jubilee. Angekataa mambo zake na akataana na whatever he was ready to offer, Jubilee ingekuwa ime. And that's why at some point, mwenye tu Vincent amesema, at some point DP Ruto aliona kuna mahali anachezewa. And as a good person, as a normal person, kama mimi mwenyewe kenye ningefanya, ningejiondoa tu na nijaribu kutafuta a way out to maybe kuona nimefikia bila yangu mimi mwenyewe. Because again, yenye tu Vincent amesema ukiangalia saa hii, DP Ruto is the opposition leader. Actually, hakai kama ni mtu mwenye ako kwa serikali, anakuwa side ya opposition. Just because somebody came in and afanya president a break the promises zenye walikuwa wamemake na DP wake. So whoever is to be blamed is DP or whoever, it is basically President Uhuru Kenyatta. From my own point of view.
What about wanatusikiza? For those who are listening to us, I have put down the link there. You can also join us on the screen so that you can help us on this debate on the Jubilee Party and the way things are being done. And Mr. Chapesa and the team, I would like us to deviate from the topic of the Jubilee Party just a little bit and talk about the politics of deceit in our country. Because I hear you people saying DP hapa anachezwa. Sijui nani anacheza nani. Na ambayo ile kukosa ubwana katika venye tunafanya siasa katika nchi yetu, nadhani imechangia pakubwa mno kusabaratisha umoja wa nchi, kusabaratisha watu kuaminiana. Na hii ilianza na our president Kibaki. Na tunaweza hata tukaifuata tagu wakati wa the colonial government, tunaweza tukaifuata sijui Jaramogi na Kenyatta. Sitaki tuanzie huko bali sana, tuanze hapa kwa Kibaki. Mahali ninajua hata Eliza sasa anaelewa vizuri. Sasa tuanze hapa kwa Kibaki, hata Vincent. Sisi tunaweza fuata huko bali kidogo tukiwa na Mr. Chapesa. Lakini the President Kibaki had an agreement, had an MOU with Raila Odinga that we are going to fight and get the government from Moi. After that, we're going to change the constitution and you make me to be an executive prime minister. And that was not fulfilled. Na hiyo ikachangia hata vita iliyotokea baadaye. Kwa sababu nimefanya kazi, you remember our president was on a wheelchair. Kibaki never campaigned. Alikuwa mgonjwa wa bwana. Raila Odinga amezunguka nchi mzima, ameenda kila mahali akifanya campaign. Halafu mlikuwa mmemwambia mtampatia kiti kikubwa. Baada ya tumepata serikali, mkamwambia position yenye kubwa sana tunaweza kupatia ni Minister of I don't know roads and what infrastructure. Hakupata. Na Kibaki akasema hiyo mnasema mliagree, mliongea na nani? Sasa tena tumekuja tena Bwana Chapesa, tumekuja tena sasa hapa tena Uhuru Kenyatta wameshikana vizuri sana na Ruto, na hata mpaka wanafaa tai vizuri, zinafanana, shati zinafanana, uniform. Tukasema wow, kama jamani mabeste. Tena kidogo kidogo hivi huyu ameingia ndani, huyu tena amerushwa nje. So what is going on? Ni nini huwa kinaendelea katika siasa zetu? Kuna kosa uadilifu. Tuanzie na Vincent, alafu tuende kwa Chapesa, alafu tuende kwa Eliza.
For us to answer this question, I'll take you back.
Yes.
Since 1997. I'll also take you back from where Ruto is coming from. Ruto was the leader for YK92. Those were activists during the KANU period.
Yes.
And when multipartyism was introduced in the country, there came to a time when Moi was handing over. It's like he was trying to see nani anaweza chukua uongozi kutoka kwangu, who can take the kingpin, and we can see from then is when Ruto came to rise to power, na akakuwa yeye ndio amekuja kama amekuwa leader wa Kalenjin. And that is where the problem has been, that we take I call them this politics of tribal politics. You see,
yes.
Ruto anakuja na Kalenjin, Uhuru Kenyatta is coming with the Kikuyu, Raila Odinga is coming with the Luo. That is very bad, and that is where the problem has been. We are dreaming of nationalism while we are practicing ethnic politics, racial politics. Hizi ni politics za ukabila, na hiyo ndio imekuwa the biggest issue, that it is between the Kikuyu and Luos, it is between the Kikuyu and the Kalenjins. So hii imekuwa shida kubwa. Hata saa hizi unaweza ona we have Musalia Mudavadi and what have you, and they were having a ceremony where they are saying that sisi kama Waluya we are going to also appoint our own leader, someone who is going to represent us. That is very bad. If we go to people like Luo and Nasema, we're also going to appoint someone, and now there has been this political rhetoric that people are choosing who is now the leader of Mount Kenya. No, don't say that. When you say the people of Mount Kenya, you have divided a people. You see?
Yes.
This country won't grow through that. Haitawai jenga through this politics yenye tuna practice. Na unasema hii ni ya watu wa Mount Kenya, na mimi natoka huku Mount Kenya, na ndio maana nataka mnipe kiti sababu nimetoka Mount Kenya. We made those mistakes. You remember the last time tulipatia mtu kiti just because it is his birthday. Very wrong. Hizi politics tunasema zimepitwa na wakati. It's time we start.
Nani alipewa kiti kwa sababu ni birthday yake?
You know.
I'm not aware.
Tukiamka mapema tukasema we are bad someone.
Oh yeah. I remember.
It is very wrong. It is very wrong. We have been there. These are mistakes we have made. And if we want to compete with other countries, hizi ni siasa tunafaa kuwa tumeziacha kitambo zaidi. These are politics that will not grow us. We need politics that can empower people. Politics that can help us be competitive globally as a nation, as a country, as Kenya. Sio hizi siasa za hapana, sijui huu ni mtu wetu, sijui ni mtu wetu. Hizi ni siasa ziliisha kitambo na zinafaa ziishe. And this has been the main problem with our people. And ndio maana hatuendelei. And whatever you are saying that the deals were cut between Raila Odinga and Moi Kibaki, there are so many deals which are going still to be cut because of this politics. Hata saizi watu wako kwa maofisi wanapanga kazi. If you see them tweeting, wanasema tunapanga kazi. Hiyo kazi inapangwa wewe ujui, sisi hatujui, inapangwa huko kwa boardroom in dark. Unaona? Hiyo ndio siasa inakuja kutumaliza baadaye.
Yes, Vincent. Vincent, let us now go back to my question. My question is this politics of betrayal.
Yes.
Can you tell us something about that and what you feel about people sitting down as gentlemen? Me and Mr. Chapesa here, we are comrades. And if we sit down, we say we are going to look for a position as a team. And we agree as mature people, as gentlemen, and we say, this is what we're gonna do. We will go, we get it. After getting it, this is how we're gonna share the position. And then after we get the position, I become the president, then I betray you and say, no, I'm not going to fulfill whatever we agreed. Don't you think there is a problem there?
Yes, there is a problem because there is something also, and I call it,
Yes.
there is a problem between theory and practical. There is a very big difference. And this hii kupanga kazi kusema nitakupatia kitu na nini sijui nikiingia, hiyo yote ni theory. Now, when you get to the ground, things become very different. Wewe ulipromise huyu, hata nyinyi wenyewe hamkuwa mnajua. You see, if one of us was to become a president, trust me, sisi wote hatujui tunafaa kuanza wapi. We don't know where to start. Na sasa mimi nikiweza ambia Chapesa, mimi nikiingia president, I'll do something. Na nikifika kule mbele naona, things are very different huku. There are laws, there are policies.
But
kitu Chapesa, na itabidi nimekumbuka. Sababu,
just a minute, Vincent. I want to disagree with you. The theory should agree with the practical. If you go to the lab and you're asked a question how to do practically, and you do against what you studied in the theory, you're gonna fail that question. So the failures that we see, for me, I think, is because whatever these leaders sit down and agree before the elections, they don't fulfill that. They fail the common mwananchi, and they also betray each other. So mistrust in our country is too much. We have people who don't care, and people who have no conscience. Kama ukienda kwa, tuseme unafanya wewe ni mtu wa physics, umeenda kwa class, mlikuwa umefanya theory, ukaambiwa hii ufanywe hivi na hivi na hivi, uende kwa lab ufanye tofauti, utaaguka. Na hapo ndipo tunaaguka kama nchi. Mimi ndivyo nafikiria. The theory and the practical should agree. What do you think, Mr. Vincent? I think the two should agree. They should not be disagreement.
I think it becomes very wrong when people think that ukipata kiti somewhere, now you are going to help ule mtu mwenye alikusaidia, and you are forgetting now when you get let's say umekuwa president, now your agenda zinabadilika. Agenda zako si za kupanga kazi baadaye. I think utaruka pia we mtu. You see, if you see this person anataka hii kiti just because of their personal interest, utamruka. Because kama unasema Raila Odinga and Mwai Kibaki, if Raila was promised the kiti ya prime minister by Kibaki, then that means the prime minister seat was given on personal interest.
Yeah.
Na huyu ni mtu mwenye baadaye lazima atarukwa, because Kibaki had national interest, but someone else has come.
Listen to me.
Listen. Interest. When
But
these two
Vincent,
do not agree, yes.
But Vincent, when we talk of Raila Odinga, just as you have said, our country is, although I see the narrative is now changing, our country has been more of a tribal kind of politics. When you see Raila Odinga, it was not just Raila Odinga. It is Raila Odinga and the people that he came with. So whatever you promise Raila Odinga, you have promised, because those time he was being supported by the Ruos, by the Kambas, and by the Luyas, and many other. So when Raila tells people, we are going to campaign with Kibaki and I'll become the prime minister, all the people feel this is our position. It is not for an individual. It is position for the people who voted for him. Now, I don't want to, because I'm just a moderator. Let me give Mr. Chapesa to say something about the politics of the seat.
Bwana Mburu.
Yes.
Hii mambo ilianza jadi, siasa ya deceit ilianza jadi. There is a time I visited wildlife. Nilienda Masai Mara kutazama wanyama. I saw something very interesting. Every animal is on the run. Hata simba akipata a deer au gazelle inazaa, au utaona simba ikihurumia ikisema oh, hii gazelle inazaa, wacha nispe. Nothing like that.
Yes.
So long as it is hungry na imepata a gazelle, hata ikiwa ina mimba au inazaa, shida yake ni kusolve njaa.
Yes.
So siasa yetu iko kama the animal farm. Now, coming back to the topic, politics of the state. Ilianza zamani mpaka wakati wa independence. Unajua wakati wa independence kuna viongozi Jaramogi Oginga Odinga na Kenyatta Senior waliahidi watu social justice.
Yes.
Social democracy like this. Wakasema ya kwamba tunaungana kwa ajili tumepata uhuru, turudishie watu mashamba yalikuwa imenyakuliwa na wazungu. Tuondoe mipaka ya kwamba hizi ni hospitali na vyule vya wazungu iwe vyule vya Wakenya wote na hospitali za Wakenya wote na hoteli za Wakenya wote. Lakini immediately after independence haikufanyika. Mashamba yenye likusudiwa irudishiwe wenye walinyakuliwa haikurudishiwa. You get the point? Bwana Mburu, I've lost your voice.
No, I can see you. I'm here, Mr. Chapesa. I'm listening.
Yes. Okay,
I'm
all right.
in the background here.
Okay. Now, when one faction of Odinga insisted on social democracy, on social justice, or actually it created a rift between him and the first president. We saw Jaramogi Oginga Odinga being kicked out of KANU. The same thing happened during Kibaki's time. In fact, even during Moi's time. You remember Charles Njonjo helped Moi to get power.
So,
in
Mr.
fact, yeye ndiye alikuwa kipaumbele kusaidia Moi kupata power.
Before you proceed, you have
then after Moi kukalia hicho kiti,
can you hear me, Mr.
aka create a coup, an artificial coup. Na hiyo coup ilikuwa kusingizia Charles Njonjo ya kwamba yeye ndiye amesababisha hii ili amtoe katika powerful position. And it happened. The same happened wakati mwingi tu. Moi akadanganya Raila ya kwamba unajua we baba yako alikuwa kiongozi, inafaa ni kuachia uongozi, support malize term. And they went into negotiation. He gave him powerful position.
Yes.
Na watu wake pamoja. Come 2002, akapea mwingine Uhuru Kenyatta. Iye ka create it became also a manifestation of politics of the state. Wow. Come 2005, after not acquiring power, it repeated. Yes. Raila was equally cheated. So it has been politics of betrayal, politics of the state. But then how shall we come out of this?
Yes.
Let me tell you one thing, Mr. Mburu.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Now we see Ruto and Raila pretending as if they are enemies.
Can you hear
in quotes.
Can you hear me?
I want to assure you, saizi Raila.
I think we are not able to agree, Mr. Chapesa. Mr. Chapesa, I want you to check your mic because I can hear you, but you cannot hear me. Vincent, there is something Mr. Chapesa touched on. That during the colonial government, when they were campaigning, they were to give the land back to the people. But after they acquired the government, they never fulfilled that. Where do you think the land that was supposed to be given back to the people, where do you think it went?
The land was looted. This is something we have to agree on. Mashamba ilibiwa. People have looted this country. You see, people have been milking the cow of our country dry.
Yes.
People have been milking our resources dry.
Yes.
Let me tell you, Kenya
Just a minute, Vincent. Can we listen to Elizabeth? Elizabeth, the politics of betrayal and deceit. What can you say about that? Don't you think we should change this as a nation? If we agree something, we should do what we have agreed instead of after we get into position, we forget about everything we had planned or we had talked we shall do when we get the position.
Okay, JFS, my own point of view is greed for money and greed for power is what has greatly contributed to the state that we are in
Right,
as a
very right.
Yes.
like, and then my greatest worry and area of concern is who said that it is a must for a certain tribe to lead Kenya so that we can be in a better place as a country. Then, for example, comparing the situation during our last general election.
Yes.
Tulitokeleza sisi wote na kusema mwaka nega itoka tukapea tukapeana kura tukisema gaka nega ito gagwiciarira. And now the question is,
what does that mean? Mr. Chapesa is asking because you have used Greek, what does that mean in Swahili or English?
he is one of our own, like
Yeah.
he's one of our own.
Yes.
Then we voted that power of our own. But my worry is right now the Kikuyus are even suffering more than any other tribe. And we followed the of Gakanega to Gakiarida. No, I think it is high time people wake up and realize that the state of saying we have one of our own, that it is a must for a particular tribe to have their own leader so that we can have a successful plan. That time is so much gone. I think it is high time as a country we stick to the promises that we make during our elections. Like for example, in the current leadership that we have, during last election, we already knew who was to take over after President Uhuru Kenyatta. Now that the elections are almost around the corner, the game has started changing. So we definitely used to this politic of betrayal, but again, it can only change if people change their desire and change their greed for money and greed for leadership. Yeah.
Mr. Mburu,
yes,
if you can allow me to say something.
Yes, Mr. Chapes, I wanted to ask you something. There is a point you raised about the betrayal concerning the land of Kenya. That when they were campaigning or when they were fighting for freedom, they were to give the land back to the poor people who were working in the farms. Then after they got the independence, what happened? Where did our land go? That we have so many.
The land was taken by political elites who had acquired power. They wanted to enjoy the trappings of power like the colonialists.
Yes.
So they became the local colonialists, okay?
Yes.
So whatever the colonialists enjoyed, they started enjoying. They made the schools for the whites to be very expensive so that they can enjoy all alone. They made the hostels that were meant for Europeans, they privatized them so that they could enjoy alone.
Yes.
So the very fertile lands they acquired by themselves so that they could enjoy the way the whites enjoyed. So it was taken over by the political elites after independence.
Now, Mr. Chapesa.
And this has continued. In fact, it was the first betrayal against Kenyans.
Now, Mr. Chapesa and the team. When I look at you people, I see ambitious people with potential. And after becoming the MCA, that will not be the last position. You keep on rising. The next time, maybe you're going to be in parliament. What do you think should be done? Because there are so many people from the team that took power, from independence up to now. There are so many people who have stolen a lot from the government. And the nation of Kenya has been left poor. But we have few billionaires and so many hustlers That is why you see when people hear somebody talking about hustler, they are feeling it is the time of liberation. But what should be done when I hear someone that maybe one person can have thousands or millions of acres of land in Kenya, whereas some people, they don't even own a quarter, a family of maybe 10 and a clan, they don't have anything.
Mr. Mburu.
What do you think should be done?
Mr. Mburu, if you can allow me go first.
Yes.
Allow me to say this. As an MCA,
yes,
my position is fully dependent on the electorate. So, you know, mimi ni mfugaji, natoka Western. Wacha niseme Western and Rift Valley because I come from Trans Nzoia, but Trans Nzoia inachukuliwa kama Western because majority of our people dominate Trans Nzoia. Tunafuga ng'ombe. Na ng'ombe ukifuga, ukitaka ikupe maziwa mengi, kwanza unaitibu vizuri. Secondly, unailisha vizuri. Unaitibu vizuri, unailisha vizuri, alafu unaipa mazingira mazuri, ndio hiyo ng'ombe iweze kuzaa maziwa mengi na tena maziwa ya afya. Lakini ukifuga ng'ombe na uipi chakula, uitibu, kwanza utapata maziwa kidogo na tena haitakuwa maziwa ya afya. Sawa sawa na siasa, sisi ni walipa ushuru, wana Kenya walipa ushuru, hata hii wadi yenye nataka niwakilishe ni walipaji ushuru. Na ukitaka walipe ushuru mwingi, lazima watengeneze mazingira yenye wanafanyia kazi. Majority of my people are a businessmen. Okay? So as businessmen, lazima ni watengeneze mazingira mazuri. Na tena nikienda kwa ward kuwawakilisha katika bunge la county, lazima nahakikisha kwamba the laws that are passed protect businesses, are pro businesses, and that's how I can help my people.
Mr. Chapesa, this is what I want to hear, or what I am expecting. How are we going to repossess these things that these people have stolen from the time of
it is very difficult to repossess. In fact, it will create a very serious war if you go that way. But you can do a corrective surgery.
Yes.
A corrective surgery. By doing what is possible to be done.
Yes.
Lakini ukisema ya kwamba unarudi kufufua wafu, italeta mnuko mkubwa sana. Italeta mnuko. For example,
yes.
Saizi watu wote, wanasiasa wote, from Kenyatta family, Moi family, Odinga family, even Ruto family, now they are serious landowners in this country. Na they have legalized their ownership. Sasa utaanzaje kwenda kurepossess?
But Mr. Chapesa, if for instance I become the president, don't you think I'll have the legal right to order for the audits to be done from 1963? Who owned what and how much are you being paid to own what? Up to now, then we start taking action. You know, even the title deeds can be revoked. It doesn't mean that if you have a title deed that you cannot justify how it became your land, it doesn't mean it cannot be revoked.
Let me give you a simple example. Northeastern wako na mashamba makubwa. Na kuna mtu mmoja hata Central ana shamba. Unakuta huyu mtu wa Central mwenye ana shamba is living more comfortable kuliko huyu mtu mwenye ako na shamba kubwa. The point is, yes, I know land is one of the capital one can have
Yes.
To generate wealth. It's right. But we should not also think about land as the only thing that can create wealth. We can also think about businesses and creating more other viable opportunities that can create wealth for the country. China watu hawana mashamba. China watu ni wengi. Lakini these people are living more comfortably because they are creative, they are innovators, and they have made life enjoyable more than big landowners in this country.
Yes.
Okay, so it's all about coming up with policies that can create more opportunities in businesses. Also, investing a lot in research, so that when you invest a lot in research, people will create opportunities. People will come up with innovative ways of creating opportunities. Na utaona ya kwamba people start being producers.
Yes,
Serious
just
producers.
a minute, Mr. Chapesa. Let me go to Eliza. Eliza, should we allow these people, whom we know very well that they did not buy some of these things, they did not buy some of the land that they own, should we allow them to continue enjoying what belongs to the country?
Mr. Mburu, I may forget this point. Just allow me to finish, please.
Oh, okay, yes, go ahead.
Now, on the issue of this land,
yes,
one of the reasons that made Raila to be voted out or several times, you know, he talked about the emotive issue of the land.
Yes.
Yeah, he had come up with a policy to tax serious landowners.
Yes.
And these are the people who ganged against him to stop him from getting to power. But that can also be a solution, taxing idle land that has been acquired by some few landowners. Now, idle is not being put in use, and majority of people are landless. So if you can tax this land, itasababisha watu wauze some of this land na wauze kwa serikali, na hii serikali gawe watu wenye wako landless. Okay?
But you
that
see,
cannot...
Mr. Chapesa, how can that be a solution? Because when we talk of idle, it's very hard to define what is an idle land. I can buy like 100 sheep, 100 goats, and put them in 100,000 acres and say, I have goats there. In another place, I keep some cows just to blindfold the government, not to tax me. Anyway, let's hear what Vincent has to, or let's first go to Elizawi here. What should we do to these people whom we know very well? They possess what does not belong to them. It's only that their fathers were in position of power and they were able to get what belonged to the country, or was supposed to be distributed to the people.
So my thinking, Jeff, I think right now if we think of maybe starting this battle, it is a little bit late. But again, with the incoming leaders, we can break the chain. Because, yes. And I wish we started this a little bit earlier. And the question is, who was there to start the battle since everybody was in the field trying to get a share of whatever was being done? So if we start it right now, it is a little bit and it might be kind of tough. But again, as the incoming leaders, we can break the chain. And that's a little bit different. Just work. I always tell people, leadership is a calling. But if you look around, a lot of our leaders are not called. It is only that they agreed, and the fact that they were elected, they went and wakaweka mahitaji yao mbele, wakasahau na mwenye alituma huko. Like for example, we got our MPs, we got our MCAs, we got our governor, our senators. We elected them, yeah, but again, wakati walifika huko, wakakuwa in a comfort zone. Wakasahau kuna watu waliacha huko wenye waliwatuma huko kuwa represent. So I guess the best option right now, it is those leaders who are incoming, they try out to break the chain of corruption, the chain of grabbing out what is not meant to be yours, You can only choose to be this. I guess that will be the only solution. Because again, we still elect new people. Na watudanganya wakuja with a lot of promises. But again, wakifika huko mbele, they go and change. Now they become these people that we are seeing, wamegrab, wamechukua hii, wakuna hii. Yeah.
Vincent,
I guess.
how are you, Vincent?
Yeah, I'm fine. So,
should we allow these people continue possessing what we know very well, though they have the titles, though they say they bought the land and all those stories we have heard of? You know, people are of different opinions, because I am the kind of a person who go things the hard way, and the hard way is you have 1,000 acres, come with all the documents. We go through the registry, the land registry. We see what you own and everything. Then come defend what you have. If you and your family cannot explain how you got it, we get it back to the government. That is my way of doing things. So people are different. That is how I see things. Whatever you have that does not belong to you, it should be taken away. Vincent, what is your view on this?
That will also bring another problem, because
yes.
when, let's say you have 1,000 acres and people repossess it back to the government, someone else will also loot. You understand?
What did you say?
Someone else will also loot what has been returned to the government. It has come to a time when all of us need to be blamed. Mimi na wewe, we need to be blamed. We have been sleeping for 57 years since we got independence. We have been asleep. And now we want to wake up after 57 years and expect change. Change won't come in 1 year. Change won't come in 2 years. It won't come in 3 years, nor will it come in 5 years. Change is in small increment. Change is in whatever we do every day. And this is what I tell people, that change starts with you and I. Change doesn't start with the government. Change will start with you and I. Change itaanza ile siku watu wataacha kuitisha wanasiasa pesa. Tukienda huko campaign naambiwa bwana acha kitu. You see that hiyo change inafaa ianze na watu. Tuache kuwa watu wa kutishiwa na magari. Na tukiona politician amekuja na gari, all of us want to be outside kwa barabara. Mnatishiwa. This is what is making those people to go and loot, to buy more cars, ndio wakuja wawatishie bado. Change needs to start with you and I. Hata saizi wewe mwenyewe ukiwa kwa gari, see how matatus are driven in Kenya. Utaona someone is going on the wrong side. Change needs to start with you and I. Wewe mwenyewe unatupa takataka kwa streets. What do you expect? The government also needs citizens who are ready to accept the changes and the policies. So we as a citizen must accept that we need liberation. And liberation won't come wrapped up well from the government. It will start from us. Sisi wenyewe ndio tunafaa kubadilika. Si ati wewe ukitaka your things to go well unatoa pesa kidogo. That has been the case in this country. Wewe ndio unapatia polisi 50 shillings ya corruption. You need to stop. If these things are to end, they need to start also from the citizen. Sisi wenyewe unaona mtu ameshikwa.
So Vincent,
yes.
I want you to tell us specifically on this. We are saying there are people who have acquired land in Kenya. And when we talk of land, we are talking of huge chunks of acres.
Yes.
Millions, thousands. And when you go to the registry, you will see. Should we just let them because we fear that there are people who will root, even if we repossess? Should we just allow that to happen? Should we allow people to continue enjoying what does not belong to them?
We should not allow. As Kenya is
what
growing,
should we do?
We should not allow it. Population is growing in the country. I think there need to be a threshold of the maximum amount of land that you can own in a country. We can't have one person owning a third of the country. Unaona, these are policies that can be passed that people need to explain. Hii shamba yote unaitumia aje? Let's say you have 1,000 acres.
Yes.
You need to table down how are you using this 1,000 acres. Si kwenda kupanda nyasi na fence around. You are doing nothing with the land, whereas it should be helping other citizens of the country. I guess also we should look at the issue of if you are owning like 30,000 acres of land, let's see whatever you are doing with that 30,000 of land. We can see people, businesses, building, they don't require, we just need 50 by 100. Mtu anajenga building, offices start from there. But we can't have you owning a third of the country, it is idling, umepanda nothing. So I guess land should be repossessed by the government. Yes.
Good. Yes,
What
the government. Now we are talking. Now we are talking. And do you know why? Do you know why I am pushing you people on this? It's because tomorrow you are the people. We are sending to the parliament as the lawmakers to put down the systems that you curb corruption, the systems that will ensure that people should not own what does not belong to them. And we don't expect you people, when you go there, you change. I'll be calling you here when you are MPs and when you are already there as the MPA, and I'll be asking you, you said this, have you done it? What have you done? And that time the electorates will be free here to come and tell us how you are performing. Because
at the moment,
yes.
At the moment, as the youth of Kenya, we are looking forward for people who are tired. For people who are tired of being broke, for people who are tired of kuibiwa, people who are tired of corruption, people who are tired of mashamba kunyakuliwa na watu wachache. We need people who are tired and ready, tired and hungry. We are hungry for change. We are not hungry for money. We need people who are tired and people who are hungry. We need people who can drive the national agenda. And we need to benchmark from other countries. I don't know. Let me tell you, it's not going to be easy. It is not easy and it is not simple. It is not easy and it is not simple and it will take time. And
now, Mr.
all of us.
Yes, just a minute. Let us hear what Mr. Chapesa is having. Then we will have just briefly after Mr. Chapesa. Okay, we have taken a long time, but it's okay. It's okay because I still see there are people who are listening to what we are saying, and even after this, people will continue watching what we are saying. I would like us to talk just a little bit about the unemployment in Kenya. So, Mr. Chapesa, briefly, whatever you want to say, you say it briefly. Then you tell us about the high level of unemployment in Kenya. You see, like Vincent said, it is the high time for us, especially most the young people. It's the high time for people to be tired of how they are being governed. And they don't have to request or to beg to be governed the right way. It is the time of demanding what is right-free hours. Whenever we put you people in the position, we put you there and we pay you money so that you can secure whatever is for the country and make sure there are jobs for the people. So it is the high time for the Kenyans to know that we have been heading to the wrong direction. We have heard Mr. Chapesa saying the SGR, although I also feel like Jimmy Wajigi also became somehow political. All the work that has been done for SGR is not worth, I think it's more than 50 billion. But also we believe that the prices, the cost was highly inflated. It should not be over, we hear it is over 150 or something? How much did it cost? It's a lot, so many billions.
Over 300 billion.
300 billion SGR. I don't know when we shall recover or when we shall pay that loan. Those are the things that we are supposed to cause the government to account to us. Even before Uhuru tells us the next person we should vote for, he should come, he should tell us how much did the SGR cost. Then they should account and show how they spent every coin. And You see, like countries, serious countries like America, corruption is a felony. You try to bribe the police, that's a felony. It will become very hard for you to be employed anywhere. You can also rot in jail, whether you are a president, whether you are a governor or senator. People fear corruption. What about our country? Once you are accused of corruption, you become a hero. So, Mr. Chapesa.
Mr. Mburu, I want to somehow agree with our friend Vincent.
Yes.
On one point.
Mm-hmm.
If citizens will stop asking for alms,
yes,
and ask tough questions as to where politicians get money to bribe them,
mm-hmm.
then we shall be on the way to a more civilized society.
Mm-hmm.
We get a politician roaming around with huge sums of money,
yes,
bribing people here and there, but they don't ask where the source of this money is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
They don't ask for the source. They receive, they relate and praise him because he has given them something.
Yes.
And somebody with very serious ideas, serious agenda comes and doesn't give them anything, they don't consider him. And this is where the problem is. So it's a matter of having civic education for the electorate to know their rights.
Yes.
Unfortunately, majority don't know their rights. But it is by design. It is by design. Our politicians have designed it that way. They make them hungry. They starve them so that they can manipulate them through alms. Now, having said that, on the other issue of unemployment, we need deliberate policies initiated by the government or people in positions of power.
Yes.
Like I mentioned to you before, Mr. Mburu, when we were beginning this session, about the few border borders whom I met. I shared with them, I had an idea which I shared with them. They're now driving. They're now driving cars.
Yes.
I organized 30 of them. They started contributing 500.
And I want you to share that idea with Vincent and my sister here, Eriza, so that they can also implement the same. We want to see people in their counties starting to drive cars. It's a very good connection there.
So there's this guy who carried me on his motorbike.
Yes.
A border motorbike. And we started to have a chat. Then he said he's able to save 500. Then I thought within myself, is he able to save 500? What if they organize themselves like 30 people and form a group so that they contribute this 500 per day times 30 people, which per day times 30 people, that's around 15,000.
Yes.
Times 30 days, that is 450. Every month. When they did this, every month they started to save 550. I went and looked for an elder who sells cars.
Yes.
I shared with him this idea. He also improved my idea by saying we can work with the bank, we involve the bank, so that these people send the money in the bank, and the money, the bank gives me money, and I supply with them vehicles. Instead of buying one per month, we can buy several per month.
Yes.
So that whoever has gotten a vehicle can upgrade from 500 to 1,000, so that we can buy more cars to all members within a short period of time.
Yes.
As we speak now, 18 people are already driving small cars. I created opportunity like this. So we can create employment when we come with innovative ways, like the one I've just explained. Like the ones I've explained. There is also a gentleman whom I got. This gentleman was not employed. He was not employed. He is a graduate teacher and was not employed anywhere. In the state where I stay, I told him to print flyers and give out to the estate where I stay. This gentleman started doing tuition, coaching pupils in our estate, and per day he was given 1,000. So 1,000 times, and almost 200 parents gave him. You know, most of the parents in Nairobi here are so busy. They trusted him with their children. He could take them for tours. He could organize events for them, and they were paying him 1,000 per child. 1,000 times 200 per single weekend, 200,000. And the man has now opened his big school. So we can create employment through innovation and thinking critically.
Yes.
Contemplating on best ways of creating opportunities for young people. So
Wonderful.
I believe it can be done. It can be done.
So, Eliza, how do you think we can address the issue of unemployment, high level of unemployment in Kenya? You see, when you think of America, and I'm talking of America because this is where I am, sometimes I feel so bad to see that we are just joking around as a country, but there are countries that they have really developed their economy in such a way that everywhere you go, you see the posters showing that we are hiring. In America, jobs are more than the people. That is why they have come up with the diversity visa, the green card, because they want people to come from all over the world because they have more jobs than the people. But you see, in our country, there are few jobs than the people. So the human resource of the nation is going outside. We Kenyans are scattered everywhere. We are everywhere seeking for jobs. And our politicians, we don't feel like this is wrong. So anyway, Eliza, what can we do at least to ensure that everybody in Kenya gets a job?
Okay, just like I had said before,
Yes.
one thing we need to do is like create an awareness. Like for example, if you just take a good look, a lot of people who are unemployed right now are youths. And again, told you as a youth, I have always interacted with the fellow youths. When you listen to them, they're only brainwashed or made to believe that they can only work in the offices. And just like I don't know, one of us here said, we need to make these people realize it is not only working in the office that can make you successful or can make you have something to put in the table. One, we have to create an awareness. It is like an awareness campaign. Then again, they've got these youths who are promised by the elected leaders that they are going to be given some job opportunities. And again, when those leaders go there, they forget about the youths that they had promised something. I'd want us as youth to walk out of that comfort zone of believing that not unless someone creates a job opportunity for me, I can't be able to create it I myself. Then, hawataki kuchoka. You know, they want things that comes easily. They don't want to trust the process. They just want to try, but then they don't want to trust the process until wafike hapo kwa kudrive. Some of them unapata wamekaa kwa barabara, then unawaambia then at least hapa kuna mjengo. Unasikia mtu amekwambia mimi nimesoma siwezi fanya mjengo. Who said so? Yes, the time is here, you work within any condition or rather any environment yenye ina provide job for you. For honest, viongozi wetu they don't care. Those wenye wamechaguliwa, they are not trying their best to create job opportunities. So what do we do? To learn kujifanyia kazi na za mikono yetu. Si lazima ni kwa ofisi na kalamu ati ili nikule. No, I need to go back to the farm. I can do pig rearing. I got a group of 10 youths wenye wanafanya pig rearing and sahi they are supplying pigs kwa farmers choice and there are 10 of them. Niko na another group of 20 youths wenye wanalima na greenhouses. They are doing vegetables and right now they are looking for connections kwenye wanaweza uza vegetables zao. So let's go back into the villages. Let us do those jobs zenye tunasemanga tough jobs with a good pay. Let us do those jobs zenye we feel like they are not meant to be ours. Kuna place tunafikanga and we say you drop your degrees down, you drop your papers down and you have like a dropout. Tuko hiyo point in Kenya at this moment. The only way, for example, tuseme I got 3 acres of land na nimeanza farming. I personally as Elizabeth. Can you imagine the job opportunities that I'm going to create? By your farm, I need a who will be managing my farm. Kwa the same thing farm, I need farm people wenye watakuwa wanapanda, wenye watakuwa wanapalilia, and watakuwa wanafanya anything, whatever in that farm. Then let us assume it is a food farm. Kwa hiyo farm nalima chakula. So I need someone, an expert team, who will be coming to approve my ukulima. Now imagine all those. It is like now 5 people. Now to imagine wengine wenye watakuwa kwa shamba anapea maji, mwingine anafanya hivi. Tuseme 10 people. I have created job opportunities for those 10 people. So we must create opportunities within our own self. Because again, tukigoja ati government it will create opportunity. Like for example, nimepata hiyo kitu ya MCA. I will go back to the side nikipata kiti nitawaambia like 100 youths. Mimi nikipata kiti nitawapea kazi. But again, jiulize office ya MCA, how many people can I be able to employ? Very few of them. So we must learn again to drop down politics za uongo. Ambia youth waonyeshe kutega hiyo samaki. Acha kuambia ukienda huko utawaajiri ili wakuwe wanavaa suti kama wewe. No, we must learn to train our people, but it is unless we want to get dirty so that we can be able to have something on our hands. So that's the only way we can be able to ease the unemployment, high rate of unemployment in our country currently. Then again, a lot of people don't want to share opportunities. For example, me as Elizabeth, I am surrounded with almost 3 opportunities, or rather even more than 3 opportunities. But again, I hold them to my own self. I don't want to share them with other people. I don't want to share them with those who know they are capable of doing that better than me. So hii Kenya imekuwa ni pangu mimi mwenyewe. It is me for my own self, God for us all. Again, hakika hivi tukigoja kutawahi change, definitely hakutawahi pata change. Again, unapata in Kenya, ili upate hiyo job lazima ukuwe na connection. We mwenyewe umeenda kutafuta kazi na kwenye umeenda kutafuta kazi unaitishwa pesa. How do they expect you to have money yet you're looking for job? So corruption imekuwa the highest order. Each and every day ukigoogle utaona kuna job website za Kenya, but hutawahi jua ni nani wanapata hizi kazi. Kwa nini? Corruption. So that's why I'm saying when we need to create opportunities within ourselves, we save ourselves from a lot of shit. I can say that, Jeff.
Wow. Good ideas there. Vincent, tell us more about the unemployment in Kenya is in a very, very high level. And we need, as the young people, ideas, come up with superior ideas to solve the problem.
Yes.
What do you think should be done?
I think there are a number of solutions and a number of approaches. I don't think there's a surefire method that can be used. But at first, it's first that we realize that we are in a third world country. Everyone must know that we are in a third world country and we need to work hard. We need to work hard to get out of here. Now, there is the prevailing mindset among our people. Young people are not working hard. We are spending so much on useless stuff. Alcoholism is very high in this country. The other time, kuna mtu alikuwa anasema bei ya tei ishuke, and everyone was cheering that. I think it's high time that we start, us as ourselves, working hard on our own. The reason why this thing called Kujuana came is because of the information age. Before then, we didn't have social media, we didn't have maybe good websites. And what was happening what was happening was that it's only people in the office who could know that huku kuna kazi. Hapo ndio mambo ya connection ikakuja. But at the moment, companies are able to advertise jobs and everyone can see there's an open position. You can sell your skill through social media. We have LinkedIn, have good profiles there for job opportunities. It is time we refuse to connect watu na kazi. It is bringing a lot of
Vincent,
but
Vincent, I want to cut you short. Somebody told me about the online jobs, and somebody was telling me that you do online jobs and you are able to employ people. Can you tell us more about that? And also, you have talked of the third world country. Tell us about what is third world country, because people might not understand when you talk of third world country. And also tell us about the online jobs and how people can get those jobs. I believe somebody told me that you do that.
Yes, I'm one of the beneficiaries of online jobs, someone who has employed themselves through online stuff.
Yeah, and your voice is low. I want us to hear you clearly. There, we want to get
you. When you're talking these things, you talk in low tones. Anyway, so it is very funny, but one thing I'll say is that people are not working hard as it is required. Yes. That is the main issue. People are not working hard as it is required, and people are not reading. My people, yes. We need to read. We need to read. As a country, we need to read. We must accept in a third world country, and we must go to war seriously with other people. And for this war to be won, we must read. Our youth are not reading. We have the laziest of the youth. Our somi, they don't know. It is saizi si saa that unauliza mtu are you in Facebook anakuambia hapana, I'm not in Facebook. You need to be in Facebook, you need to be in LinkedIn, you need to have an email, and people need to be professional. Look at how people are dressing up. Mtu anakuja na kinywele kinakaa sijui yaje. You are not even dressed professionally, and you want to say there is no job in Kenya. Unataka kusema hakuna kazi in Kenya, yet you have zero skills. You have just been wasting time. And I want to say, in as much as having a good time is pedestal, remember you have a life. People have a life. People need to work hard.
Yes.
So is it the reason why, you see, let me give an example of the Chinese. Having worked with the Chinese for more than, this is my second year working with the Chinese. There's a very, the work ethic there is very different from how our people approach Kenya. I think people need to read. People need to get information that is helpful to them. Hii mambo kwanza mimi nachukia watu wakiingia mambo ya comedy that people are spending 1 whole hour watching comedy while we still have problems in this Africa. People need to get to learn, use YouTube to learn coding, use YouTube to learn how to graphic design. Stop using it to view comedies and stuff. It is a total waste of our time. And that is why our youth are failing. Saizi hata weekend jaribu kutafuta any young person, muende mfanye kazi. Wako busy kwa mipira. Manchester United is playing versus Liverpool. You won't find any one of them. Wako kwa mipira. Yeah? Alcohol, saizi watu wanasema bei ya pombe ishukishwe. For what? Inafaa ipande iende kwa roof. You don't need people drinking when we are supposed to be working. Chinese are overtaking. Saizi, I want you to go through around your house. Sisi wenye tuko Kenya, that is Elizabeth, Chapesa na mimi. Go through your house, uandike ni vitu ngapi zimetengenezwa Kenya. Hii bairo nimeshika, I'm double sure si hapa Kenya. What I'm dressed in, I'm double sure si hapa Kenya. Hizi vitu nimevaa, they are from India direct, zilikuja. Nothing, this contain nothing. Hii laptop tunatumia, the phone we are using, what are we using yetu? As a country, we must realize we need our own things, and our youth need to tap into this opportunity. Mafuta unajipaka inatoka US, toothpick, I don't know what. All these things are coming from other countries. Let me tell you, as a country, we need to be exporting skills and also products from this country. See, the best we can import in these t-shirts zimeprintiwa huku.
Just a minute, Vincent. I want to acknowledge the presence of Janet. Janet, can you say hi to us and tell us something about the unemployment in Kenya? If you can also tell us where you are. If you are not in Kenya, tell us where you are and why you went where you are. Janet has decided to run away. So Vincent,
Yes.
can you proceed? I wanted us to hear more about that, about the online jobs, and continue with what you are saying. You are helping many people.
So I'm just trying to
So
see
you
that.
yourself, you are an employer.
Yes.
Tell us more about that now,
I
because we also want
have
to become employers.
I have a team of around 7 guys who work
Yes.
below me. My work is to source for jobs. Mimi ni kuamka asubuhi na kuwatafutia kazi from everywhere and everywhere. And I've been using my social media accounts. I've been using Instagram, been using Facebook, everything. For me, I have to keep tabs. Mimi kazi yangu ni kufuata kwenye watu wako. So for me, I follow the Chinese wherever they are. Nikijua this is the social media you guys are using, I have to be there. I have to know how to speak to China. I have to know how to get you people to give me job. Let me tell you, out there people are looking for people who can design websites. How are you? Out there people are looking for people who can even blog for them. How are you? Out there people are looking. Anyone, let me give you a very good example. Like one of the work I've been doing for the last 3 months is being a customer service representative for an international company based in China. It's a company yenye inauza nguo. And these guys require guys who are very good in English. People
Yes.
who can write good English.
Yes.
Your work is to be online 24 hours as a customer support. That clients come to your website, there is someone online mwenye anakuchat. These are jobs that people don't know they exist. And it's very funny because they pay so much. You are paid per hour. You can decide whatever you want to work. Do you want to work 3 hours in a day? It's well and good. You go work 3 hours in a day and uendelee na maisha, you see? And then we are saying, let us have a people who are trying to earn money from other people outside. Tulete pesa Kenya, use this money, invest in the country and build up the country. But now again, pia sisi, in as much as some youth are working hard, they also, kuna wengine wanatuangusha sana. Someone who is spending the whole day, hafanyi kitu, hafanyi kazi, you're not pushing, other people wana push. Kuna wenye walisema nyinyi amkeni mjenge inchi, sisi tutakuja kupaka rangi. But that it happens, sisi tunaamka tunajenga inchi, kuna wengine wanakuja tu ni kubomoa na kukaa idle. That is what we are refusing. Si ati hakuna kazi kwa hii Kenya, iko kazi. Let me give you an example. The other day we had a debate with someone. Someone was saying, si ati Kenya hakuna kazi. Let me tell you, there is work in Kenya, but we have people who are incompetent. You understand that? People who are incompetent. Wende uandike mtu kwa M-Pesa anakuibia. Go start a car wash business na ukose kukua hapo unaibiwa. Go start a small shop, unaibiwa. Go open a liquor shop, wanakuiba. Whatever we are lacking is in.
Vincent, you have a point, because let me just add something there. Like here in America, there are so many people who earn a lot of money, and they are Kenyans. But we fear to start business in Kenya.
Yes.
Because there are no people who are trustworthy. You start your business, they steal even the capital, and they leave you with nothing.
They live and open a similar business next to you.
You want to build a house in Kenya, you can't even trust even the brothers and sisters that you have. Nobody can say, yes, I'm going to manage your work to be done. So you send the money, they will be deceiving you, we are building for you. Nyumba inaendelea kujengwa na unaonyeshwa nyumba ingine. Unaonyeshwa nyumba ingine. By the time unaenda ati sasa unaenda kuona nyumba yako, unaambiwa So how can we really grow as a people, as a nation, if we are not trustworthy? Ati ukiajiriwa mahali unafikiria venye utaiba, hautosheki na ile pesa unalipwa.
That has been our biggest problem in this country. People are not trustworthy at all.
What can we do about that? Maana hata ukiajiriwa nchi ingine wede, ile kasuba unakuta mtu ameiba, amebeba ile akili, ukipewa kazi, bado unataka kuenda uibe pesa mpaka nchi ingine. Like seriously, I don't know how we gonna deal with that. Kuna watu wengi sana ninajua wangependa kuinvest Kenya, wako huku Amerika, wengine UK, wengine Canada, lakini mtu akikupea story yenye amepitia, niliambia fulani asimamie kazi yangu ya mjengo, wengine wanalilishwa mpaka na watu wao. Unaonyeshwa nyumba nyingine ya neighbor inajengwa, unaambiwa ni yako. By the time unaenda ati Kenya kuonyeshwa nyumba yako, unakuta hakuna. So that's a very strong point. People must change the mentality of corruption, bribery, and stealing from others. I think it's very good to be proud that unaweza sema mimi tangu nizaliwe mpaka mahali nimefika sijaiba kitu ya mtu. I think you should be proud of being such kind of a person. Being honest. Na ukikuwa honest utapewa kazi na watu wengi. Kuna mzee mmoja, by the way, this is an example. Mzee mmoja ambaye ni tajiri sana. Na nikaona utajiri wake ni mkubwa, nikasema because I have an opportunity of talking to this guy, wacha nimuulize how all this happened. Akaniambia mimi nilikuwa ninafanya kazi ya kuweka codes kwa makaton ya bidhaa kwa kampuni. Yeye kazi yake ilikuwa kuweka codes fulani, I don't know, sikuuliza details. Lakini akaniambia alikuwa amemaster hiyo kazi yake hivi kwamba hata waidi wenye walikuwa wamemwajiri yeye ndiye walikuwa wanauliza kodi ya fulani ni gani, maana hata alikuwa ameziweka kwa kichwa. So they liked him so much, maana alipenda kazi ya wenyewe kama ni yake. Wale waidi ikafika mahali walikuwa wanataka kuhama watoke Kenya, sasa waende. Sasa wakamuuliza, sasa wewe na tunaenda na venye tunakupenda na tuwezi kubeba, tutakusaidia namna gani? Wakamtafutia market ya kuuza vitu zake na wakamwacha ameshika laini, and today the guy is a billionaire. I am telling you. Kwa sababu gani? He was honest, he loved his job. Yani mpaka wenye kazi wanaona ni kama kazi ni yake, ndio walikuwa wanamuuliza maswali. So can we love whatever we do it passionately, na Mungu atatubariki kwa hizo njia. Wakenya wenzetu, we be honest, we do things honestly, and we work very hard, na tutakomboa nchi yetu. Eliza, tunamalizia. Can you give us your final remarks, tukumbushe unasimama wapi, na uambie watu wa Tanga, Mogumoine wakuchague. Jitetee sasa.
Nashukuru sana Jeff for this opportunity and for those 2.5 hours that have been so interactive, and just hearing the ideas, talking together, coming together as youth, and also having other people showing us the way kind, and also having some engagement. It feels nice, and realizing as a country where we're going wrong and what needs to be done so that we can be where we want to be as a country. Yes. So again, Elizabeth Onjiro Njoroge. I hail from Murang'a County, Kataka constituency, Mogumoine ward, and an MCA aspirant Mogumoine ward. That is where you come from, Jeff. So I'm expecting 2022. Sijui kama nikukuja utakuja ama utafanya nini, sijui sasa.
Nitumie fair. Okay. So yes, I have so many people there because that is our family. All people are there. So also Vincent come from there. It's only that he has relocated to another place. So he also has so many people who can support you. So you have so many votes from Wigitio.
So and again, one thing that I tell people, next election, let us be just very careful. Tusicheze siasa za pesa. Hizi siasa za pesa ndo zimefanya tukue hapa mahali tuko. Mtu amekuwa hajulikana for like the previous 10 years, then akisikia kuna election anatokelezea from nowhere. Just because the person has power of money, he or she is able to convince you that he or she can be able to lead you to the next 5 or 10 years. Tusikubali. again, youths, msijieke price tags. Rise up and say it is your time. Acha wanasiasa, hebu jiekeni huko juu na msiache hiyo kukua youth yenyu ikuwe negotiable. No, kuna wanasiasa sahi wametuweka price tags. Kuna wanasiasa sahi wanajua a group of youth mahali fulani nikiwapea 500, that is enough to keep singing ni mimi tu. Youth, please don't allow that to happen because we've seen it happening since time immemorial, na that's what imefanya situation ya youth kukua mahali iko currently. Then again, let us be realistic and genuine to ourselves. Let us set achievable targets. Safari huanza na one step. Huwezi amka leo, siwezi amka niseme nataka kukuwa president. No, there must be some progress and step that I'm going to undertake. So as youth, tuamke, be ready to take those steps so that we can be able to be where we want to be in years to come. So tushikane pamoja, pray for each other, pray for our country too, and also pray for other people. Wananchi wa kawaida wakuwe tu able to realize the kind of leaders that we want come 2022. So thank you for this opportunity, Jeff, and urging Mugumoini people, it is time for youth. Tunasema ihida ni kinyu. That is the slogan, ihida ni kinyu. Si wakati wa kuiba ama wakati wa kujifurahisha mimi mwenyewe, ni wakati wa kusimama na kupigania watu wangu. Yeah, thank you.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful. Eriza, you're full of wisdom and knowledge. May God be with you. May God guide you and give you favor before the people, and so that you can become our MCA. Hope you're gonna do a good job. Vincent, let us have, can we hear your final remarks?
From Maureen that one, and we are trying to build up this word using the economic model brought by Ruto. That is the bottom up. We are saying that from now on we are building community wealth. Tunataka pesa mashinani, pesa mifukoni, na pesa kwa kila mtu. We are tired of using zile economic models za kitambo where we used to fund government organization. Money is not coming down to the people, but we can build wealth from down the community. And I want to say this, that as a people, we are going to make it, na tutaenda, and we are going to change the politics of Nakuru County and the politics of the nation of this country, because this country is looking for young blood. It's looking for people who are hungry, not hungry for power, but people who are hungry for change. And this change won't happen overnight. It is going to take time. It is going to take effort, and it's going to be spearheaded by good leaders and leaders who know policies, leaders who know what is their business. Si kuenda kujitajirisha, hapana. We need to work for people, and change needs to come. So I think that an MCA is a good platform to start on your national politics. It's a good introduction, and
Yes.
it's good that you start working with people out there, start understanding from the small electorate of around 15,000 people, coming up to the level of working to the county, coming up to the
Yes.
level of working on national politics. That is our plan. That is my plan, to come from down there, ukuja ukipanda, come understanding whatever is needed by the people. Tunakuja tukibadilisha siasa, tunakuja tukibadilisha policies, coming up with better things, and see if we can take this country to a better place. Remember, we are still a third world country. So much is needed from us. So much work has to be put in place. We need to change our economic models. There is inflation in the country. These are things. There is unemployment. We need people who know how to tackle this thing. Tunataka watu wanaziface na vifua. We are not going to hide. We are going out there. Even if it means going out in the streets, tutaenda na kazi tutafanya, and this country will change. Asanteni.
Wonderful, wonderful, Vincent. That is great wisdom. You are such an intellectual. May the people of Gilgil hear that and see that in you they have a good leader who can take them to the next level. So I wish you all the best. the people of Gilgil. You said the word is called?
Morindat.
Yes?
Morindat, from Moridate River.
Oh, Moridat. Wow, Moridate.
Yes.
Okay. Now, when you say it in English, I was getting lost. Now I understand. So,
nilikuwa nikuja nipige siasa Mogumoine, but I see there we have good leaders.
Yes, you see, we already have Elizabeth. I didn't know that Elizabeth is also a friend of mine on Facebook. I just realized today. She has been my friend for a long time. So Elizabeth, I wish you all the best. Vincent, I wish you all the best. You people, you have the qualities. We as Mugitio TV team, we shall be there to give you backup. We shall try everything possible. And we are proud of you. We are proud of you. So next time, hope you still be together with us. You can be our guest as many times as you want. Tell your friends to watch, to like and follow our page. We are also on the YouTube, the same Mugitio TV. Just go and try to follow and see what you have been doing. God bless you and God do you good. Wasikizaji wetu, tunawapenda sana. Nyinyi ni watu wa maana sana. Bila nyinyi tungekuwa tumekosa nguvu. Tukiwa pamoja tunasonga mbele. Asante sana, Mungu awabariki na Mungu wetu awatendee mema. Wale wote tumekuwa na wao, sitaweza kurudia kusoma wale ambao wamekuwa akitusikiza hapa, na washukuru nyote sana sana. Tuendelee kupigana hadi nchi yetu ikaweze kubadilika na Mungu wetu atatusaidia. Asante.